Good morning, everyone. I wanted to make a short video just to sort of recap week one and also talk about week two and what to expect during this week. Plus, I noticed that a few people had some trouble using some of the aspects of Moodle, so I want to log onto the website and show you a little bit around some of the various resources that are up there. Week one, I think, went really well. I think we have a really good group of students. We had two nice short stories, Story of an Hour and Sorrowful Woman, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed those. I think we had some good discussion on Story of an Hour, and a lot of people did a really good job with the journals, and I'm working on getting those journals back now, so you should be able to see the feedback soon. In terms of discussions, it's helpful to note that usually I want you to post your first discussion forum post by Thursday. So your initial post should usually be done by Thursday, and then usually you want to respond to at least one or two other classmates by the following Sunday. And I rate each of your discussions out of 5. And you can post more than 1 or 2 discussions, and I usually keep rating them. So if you don't get the full 15 points for a week, you can keep posting discussion forums. Although I do have a really helpful rubric to give you an idea of what kinds of discussion forums I'm going to be looking for and what a good forum post looks like, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. This week, week 2, I think we're going to look at some really interesting aspects of story and read some really good stories. We're going to talk about theme, which is one of the most important aspects of short fiction. Plus, we're going to talk about setting and how setting helps characters, how helps us get a sense of what characters are thinking or why characters behave a certain way. And I made a really nice instructional video on setting that you'll find this week. And there's a really good instructional video by Mr. Sato on theme this week. So look out for those. But I think you'll really enjoy this week. And we're going to read some really nice stories too. We have A&P, which is one of my favorite stories. And we have Hills Like White Elephants, which is also a great story. So let me just show you a little bit around Moodle quickly, because I know some people had a couple of questions about it. So here's our site, right? And you'll notice on the site, this is our the top block always stays right here, and this is where you'll find the resources. So I have a general description right here, and general resources are right here. Here's the syllabus, here's the textbook. These general discussion questions are if you have any question about that you want to post that you think the class might be interested in, or if you have an observation about a story that you want to share that doesn't fit into the discussion forum, you can post those here. Other resources is where I'm going to put handouts for the class. So if you click that, you can see I put readings for week 1 in here. So if you click readings for week 1, here are the readings for week 1. I'm also going to post the readings for week 2 for people who don't have the textbook yet, but you're going to want to get the textbook for week 3. I also have a discussion forum rubric right here. If you click on that, it gives you an idea of the different ratings that I give for different discussion post forums. So like a 5 is a really thorough, elaborate response, and maybe a 1 or 2 is just a sentence or 2 response. So take a look at those so you have an idea of what I'm looking for in the discussion forum. Let's go back to the class. So this block always stays the same at the top. Here's week 1. This is what we did last week. And for each week, they're set up the same way. There's a description. There's an overview with learning objectives, and you want to sort of get a sense of what are the learning objectives for the week. There are readings. These are the literary text that we're going to be reading for the text. There are instructional materials. These are a combination of readings from the textbook and PowerPoints or narrated PowerPoints or videos that I found online that help to convey the learning objectives for the week. Then there's discussions, and usually we'll have 2 discussions per week, except on weeks when we have essays. And then for assignments, we're going to have journals most weeks, like we had a journal last week and we have a journal this week. The only weeks we won't have journals are the weeks that we have essays. So we made it through this first week pretty well, I think. So here's the next week. So there's a description up front. Here are the learning objectives. Here are the literary texts that we're going to read for the week, which are good. Here are the instructional materials. There's a nice explanation of theme. Really like that video. And here's a PowerPoint that I created on setting. And then we have 2 discussion forums for the week. One discussion is on the theme of a work. So if you click that, you'll see what I want you to do for this one is I want you to reply to one of my, so this is a Q&A discussion forum, so I have two types of discussion forums. In the Q&A style discussion forum, I post an initial discussion topic, and then you have to reply to my discussion topic. So reply to at least one of these, right, about theme in Love in LA or theme in A&P, and answer the question that I give you in there. The Q&A discussion forum is set up so that you can't see other students' responses until you reply to my response. And then it'll open up other students' responses, so you'll be able to then comment on theirs. So for all Q&A style discussion forums, I want you to do an initial reply to my thread, and then wait till after Thursday, and then reply to at least one other student's discussion post. And if you want to reply to more, you can. We also have a general discussion topic here. So for A&P or Hills Like White Elephants, I want you to consider one of two questions. Why does Sammy quit? Or what are the American and the girl arguing about in Hills Like White Elephants? So this is a traditional discussion forum, just like the one you had last week, where I'm going to have you post a discussion topic, for your initial post, and then reply to at least, and that should be done by Thursday, and then reply to at least two other students by the following Sunday. So those are the two kinds of discussion forums we're going to be having. The traditional one, where you do one discussion topic and two replies, and the Q&A, where you reply to mine originally, and then after Thursday reply to at least one of the other students. Let's jump back to the portal. Get these messages here. And then, so we did week 1, week 2. Probably the best way to approach the classes, I think, is to first read the overview and then read the learning objectives. This is what you want to come away from the week knowing, right? Then I would say you want to jump down to instructional materials, because these kind of give you an overview of some of the skill sets and try to help you learn some of the skills that are the objectives for the week. Then I would do the readings, the literary readings, and try to apply some of what you learned in the instructional materials to the readings after you read them or as you're reading them. Then I would jump down and do the discussion forums, and then you have to post the journal by Sunday. And I think once you get into that kind of pattern, it makes it pretty easy to move through the class. So I think that addresses a lot of the issues that some people were having with Moodle, and hopefully that gets us all on the same page about the discussion forums and the journals. I think we had a really great week last week, and I'm really excited about this week. I think we're going to have some nice discussions. And feel free to email me if you have any questions. And I'm going to try to post a video like this at the beginning of most weeks. So I'll talk to you soon, and see you then.